my...
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Yes, it's finally time to review Destiny 2 Lightfall. So now that I've had about a month to play Destiny 2 Lightfall, went through pretty much every bit of the content, just missing a few exotics, that's about it. We're going to do a little review on Lightfall, lasting impressions, was it worth to buy, all that stuff. So you guys enjoy this video. Please make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe. The video will be divided into 4 different sections. 1 being campaign, 2 being content, 3 being raid, and 4 being conclusion. In the campaign section, I will first be going over the story. Next, I will be going over the story's gameplay loop, the design of the story, the strand development going through the story. Also, you can't forget about some of the extra missions and strikes that come within the story. Lastly, we'll be talking about the final boss. Of course, we have content up next. So we'll be going over legendary exotic weapons and armor, Neomuna, things you can do and farm, Crucible, Strand, and quality of life updates, miscellaneous stuff. And lastly, we'll end off with cut content. Of course, the third, we're going to be talking about the raid, with the story of the raid, the encounters and the difficulty of those encounters, the weapons and gear you get from the raid, and the art style. And lastly, we will finally get into our conclusion of the Destiny 2 Lightfall review. So if you guys do enjoy the content I make, please make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it really does help the channel grow. And let's get into the content. So how the Lightfall story starts is that the beginning of the story basically takes place right after the end of Witch Queen. We basically find out that the Witness was brainwashing the Witch Queen, and yeah, it was all the Witness's plan all along. So basically Lightfall continues the story coming out of this scene to give more context to what's going on and why the Witness wants to do what he's trying to do, open up the veil. We actually had 4 seasons with the Witch Queen, and with the last season, Season of the Seraph, the Traveler actually left our location, and it did to defend itself against the Pyramid Fleet. So this is where Lightfall comes in. As you guys can see, the Witness is invading us. Well, he's trying to invade the Traveler. So we're basically trying to defend the Traveler from the Witness opening up a veil, which is like a portal to another dimension inside the Traveler. So basically Osiris is like, this is real stuff. A lot of stuff's going on. As you can see in the cutscene, the Witness is there ready to go after the Traveler. So the Traveler actually sees this. The Witness can literally control his whole Pyramid Fleet with just hand gestures, which is shows you the type of power with just the first cutscene that the Witness has. So first impressions on this cutscene, it really sets the tone for Destiny 2 Lightfall in my opinion. I give it almost a 10 out of 10. A very good start for Destiny 2. Because this is the first time in Destiny 2 where it feels like the end is like near, you know? Which is actually insane. We've never had that happen. And what's really cool about this cutscene, as you can see, the Traveler shoots the Witness with its ultra hyper beam. And it causes stuff to grow, like roots and stuff. So we'll get into that part later. But that's genius how Bungie set that up for the whole campaign to revolve around in a way, to set up the ending for the raid and all that. So yeah, spoilers. Next, the Witness starts going towards the Traveler. The Traveler shoots it with this ultra light beam, and you guys can basically see that the Guardians are going to try to help, but they can't really do much, which is kind of weird. So yeah, the Witness just basically does some out of this world stuff, starts cutting the Guardians' ghosts in half with just his hands and ships and stuff. And that's it for them. So that's a throwback to the original Guardians that you've seen in the first ever trailer and stuff. That was pretty cool for the OG. But yeah, you can see that the Traveler did this massive EMP attack, took out all the electricity. Red alert. And Osiris said things are about to get serious. We have to stop the Witness before he can reach whatever he's trying to do, the veil. So right here, the Witness actually taps into the Traveler, and he's actually gonna see like the Veil, Neptune, and it's going to show where we're going to need to go, Neomuna and all that stuff. So there you guys go. Neptune, and he's going to have Callus go after us, and that's basically the whole story. He's going to hire Callus to his Shadow Legion to go after the Guardians to try to get the veil before we do, basically. Find the veil. So yeah, that's basically the whole story. So yeah, that is the first cutscene. Kind of reminds me of Taken King. First impressions, pretty good, honestly. I really did like it, and it really set the tone for the Lightfall story. And it was pretty fun. I did it on Legendary. So basically, you have to go on this Cabal ship and work your way through there, and you're going to blast off straight to Neomuna, where you will find Strand for the first time. You're going to use it for the first time and wreck some Cabal. So yeah, we're at Neomuna now. And this is where we meet the cool Cloud Striders that everyone hates. Get a cool CGI cutscene. We're going to be meeting Rohan and Nimbus. They're going to be helping us. I don't know if we really needed their help because we had Strand, but they came when we already wrecked them. So I guess so, Bungie. Not just joking. But yeah, pretty cool characters. Something different that we can have. I mean, maybe one day we can be them. That would have been really cool. But yeah, art style pretty cool. The cutscene, it's alright. It's just these Cloud Striders trying to kind of just come out of nowhere. And it's just, I guess they ruled the Cloud City. That's why it's all cloudy and stuff. So that's why they're called Cloud Striders. So yeah, that's the lore behind them. And basically, they have to protect the veil. So they're kind of a big part of this story, which is kind of cool. Brings in some new characters to make the story a little bit more interesting.
Osiris.
You work fast.
We don't like to waste time.
Well, good. There isn't a moment to lose.
We regroup at the watchtower.
You don't understand. We've got to get to the veil.
I understand what's at stake, Lightbearer. Far better than you. Not all of us have lives to spare.
So this part actually came before the other part, but yeah, the Witness resurrects Callus as his new disciple, and basically he enhances him and upgrades him with all this gold and stuff, which is pretty cool, brings Callus back. But I feel like it's kind of like we've already seen Callus a lot, and I'm kind of tired of fighting Cabal. So this is kind of like all Cabal themed and everything. So yeah, he basically has to get the veil before us Guardians and all that stuff, and find the link. So yeah, Callus is in it for himself, but the Witness is in it for other stuff. He's trying to plan ahead. He thinks like 10 steps, 30, a million, infinity and steps ahead of everyone. So yeah, that's with that. This really does set up the Lightfall narrative into what we need to do to stop these guys and who the real villain is of this DLC, which is not the Witness, it is Callus.
My witness.
Progress.
The veil is before us.
It's still outside your grasp.
My forces are locating it as we speak. The Neptunians won't pose much of a threat with their tawdry technology.
The final shape awaits. The veil is but the next step. You have all you wanted, Emperor.
I am glorious. Thanks to you, my witness.
So that was pretty cool how the Witness and Callus have some cool interactions. I really like that within the campaign. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got to say about that. Next, we got another cutscene after Callus couldn't stop us after a few missions. So he kind of gets a little bit mad at the Witness, saying, oh, you want the world and all this stuff. You rule the universe, and all you could do with it is think about yourself. And the witness gets pretty mad, and I'll let you guys see that right now.
Brings you pain. We know pain. Our purpose is its end. You have no purpose. Because you fear to seek one. That fear is your failure.
My failure? My failure? I have fed this force with vicious subjugation, battered down the gates of our enemies, and seized our glittering prize. Why? Because I wanted it. You hold the universe in your grasp, and all you can think of to do with it is...
Secure the veil. We will create the link.
Infinite apologies. The veil is yours. It will be done.
This cutscene trips me out because it shows the witness's true color, and if you guys really looked at it, you could see dark goo coming out, and it's weird how the witness talks to you when there's broken glass. Is he shattering the universe? I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it with that. Pretty crazy cutscene there. I give that a 10 out of 10. Crazy. After that, we just do a bunch of missions, go into the Cyber Vex network on a bunch of missions. Have to complete like some strike type missions in a way. Eventually we go into Callus's ship, gotta destroy some artifact thing, try to get away from that. Eventually we, like I said, we're going inside the Cyber Vex network. This is the Hypernet current strike as you're seeing right here. But this is cool because it all ties into the raid and stuff. We'll talk about that a little bit later, so always remember that when I'm talking about it. So yeah, it's just a bunch of missions you have to do on Legendary. It really does test your skill, but we'll be talking about the gameplay in a little bit. So basically, Osiris says we got to keep learning about Strand. So basically, we get teased this whole campaign about learning about Strand. They should have just gave it to us right when we first got it. I don't know why we had to go through the whole campaign just to unlock the full subclass. Maybe to make it harder, to increase difficulty. I don't know. But at the end of the day, Strand was kind of a real headache to even deal with in a way, because like they should have just added it with the Witch Queen. It would have been a little bit better. We'll get into that later with the cut content aspect of this video. But yeah, I'm going into other stuff. But yeah, Osiris is just trying to teach us about Strand, and this is where the campaign kind of like, you're just like rolling through the missions. They're taking forever, kinda, which I didn't really like. I wish the missions would have been a little bit shorter, just like 3 minutes shorter on each mission or something, 5 minutes. There's just a lot of combat in there, but it was fun. It was hard, but we'll get into that a little bit later. I keep going off subject, but yeah. Basically, we got to go destroy this other artifact thing, and I guess Rohan somehow kills himself by protecting it, and I'm not showing it right now on the cutscene, but just for time restrictions, you know. But yeah, at the end of the day, Rohan sacrifices himself, and that's what sets up the whole story towards the end of Lightfall, where we have to really go after Callus. So basically, we had to get to Callus and basically race him to the Veil, because he's getting closer to the Veil. So in this last mission, we had to defend this area from all his troops, his Shadow Legion, from attacking us, which was pretty cool. It was like a last stand thing for Neomuna. We had all the Guardians in there, the Callus's daughter in there, Katal, whatever her name is, and all kinds of different stuff going on there. We basically defended that. Then we had to race Callus all the way down here where the Veil's at, and you guys can see I'm fighting him. This is the final boss fight. Yeah, the final boss fight. This is my basically review for this part of the video. You can see the Veil up there. This is what the whole Lightfall was all about, Neomuna and everything. So if you guys need tips on how to beat Callus Legendary, right here, watch it. So yeah, we had to take out his tormentors and all that stuff. It is a pretty hard boss fight, I'm not gonna lie. It took me like almost 100 tries to beat it. I might be bad, but I did it solo Legendary, so yeah. I was using Strand, pretty fun. There's not much spectacle in the boss fight because it's just in this area at the bottom of Neomuna, like another Clovis Bray type area. So it's like, I guess the veil looks cool on the outside and all the roots growing out, but other than that, the boss fight's kind of mediocre. The boss fight itself is a good boss fight, very hard, and you have to use the right guns to beat them. And if you don't plan your engagements right, you're gonna get wrecked by them. But other than that, the boss fight, art style wise, not that great, but gameplay wise, amazing, in my opinion, for sure. But yeah, he's just a giant, basically Volustar, but he has basically some darkness powers, some exclusive powers that the Witness gave him, so that's pretty cool. He never had those in the raid before. He throws this darkness thing at you and you have to keep moving. You can't stay in one area. So yeah, that's pretty cool about him. Other than that, he's pretty easy in my opinion. You just got to take out these tormentors. They really make it hard on you if you let them get close to you, so it's good to take those out. And yeah, look at his eyes, they're just glowing at me. And what's cool about this area, you really get to use Strand in this area and really get to master it. I would just wish they would have let us use it a little bit more and let us tune it more during the campaign. That would have been crazy. They didn't let you do that till the end of the game, which was it was alright. But yeah, you could see his power. It makes your screen go dark and all that stuff. Nothing too crazy there. So yeah, pretty fun boss fight. Eventually you're going to get into this final phase, which really surprised me. That's what made the boss fight even harder. Two crazy phases. So the second phase is insane. Even when you first verse him, it kind of surprises you. I bet you money your first time versing him, you died on the second phase. For sure. But yeah, I'm going to go into the gameplay with this. The campaign gameplay is fun. Like I said before, very tough engagements. You have to really plan out your engagements right, or else you're going to get wrecked in this legendary campaign for sure. Especially in this last boss fight, they really made it hard, which was really good. A little bit harder than the Witch Queen, which was fine with me. At some areas I feel like it was too hard, particularly in that one mission where it rotates, kind of like that one boss, that one PlayStation exclusive strike from Destiny 1. Other than that, all the missions seem pretty feasible. That one mission was just really hard. I had to cheese that, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, Callus was pretty hard too as well. So gameplay wise, this campaign was pretty much insane. I would say though, so far the story hasn't really gone too far. I feel like it's mostly just filler, which is not good. It started off so strong too, which was really nice, but other than that, we're just barely racing Callus to the Veil, and then we're just the Witness's little guinea pigs at this point. And that's just how that's how I feel about the Lightfall story, honestly, with that. Because even when we beat Callus, as you can see, I just beat Callus, somehow they still got the Veil, and the Witness still got it by possessing our ghost. And you'll see right here, which is kind of like, what? Even though we beat Callus, somehow he still gets it? That doesn't really make sense, but I guess they got to continue the story somehow. But yeah, I felt like this part was kind of just added, like, what? It doesn't really make sense to me. Our ghost just gets possessed and goes up to the Veil by the Witness, even though we beat Callus, and then I just take out the Kvostov. What is up with this? Where's my gun at? Why am I taking out the Kvostov to do this, bro? Where's my Graviton Lance? That's the gun that should be used on this guy. So basically, yeah, he opens up the Veil, which kind of sucks, in my opinion. But it doesn't, because Final Shape's coming, and it's going to be really cool, hopefully. So yeah, this guy saves our ghost at least, Nimbus. So shout out to Nimbus. That was the only thing you were good for in this campaign. No, I'm just joking. That's messed up to say. Nimbus was, I guess he was funny, but at sometimes he didn't really need to be funny, where everybody was dying. And yeah, you didn't need to be funny when people are dying, bro. Your homeboy Rohan just sacrificed his life, and you just go around your day just like, oh, I'm Nimbus. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna let you guys enjoy this last cutscene. Let's get to it.
Ooh, new cutscene. Let's go.
The universe makes us all victim and perpetrator of its infinite cruelty. You, more than any, suffer both fates. Be free.
Other dimensional stuff right here. Yo, that looks crazy. Whoa, it's like warping ships in. This looks crazy. Wow.
So the campaign conclusion. I forgot to enter this bullet point. Sorry about that. This is my first kind of like review video. So yeah, the campaign, it's pretty gameplay wise almost amazing. Almost a 10 out of 10. I'd give it an 8 out of 10 gameplay wise. Very fun. Very fun campaign to play through. Neomuna is very beautiful to go through, especially during the campaign and when you don't know anything that's going on. And yeah, using Strand in the campaign, using a brand new subclass, remind me of the Taken King a little bit. Bringing back memories of those Destiny 1 days was pretty nice. Witness and Callus had some pretty cool interactions. I'm glad we got a new place like Neomuna. Other than that, it felt like nothing really happened between the first cutscene and the last cutscene. The Witness basically seen Neomuna, and then he opened up the veil. End of campaign. All the other stuff you're doing on Neomuna, that's just extra content. So yeah, campaign. Story rise, I give it a 6 out of 10. It does do some good setting up for certain stuff to happen, but not much stuff happens, so I guess take it what it's worth. There's some fun stuff, interactions with some of the characters and stuff, but some of the characters can be a little annoying and some of them can be downright bad at voice acting. So yeah, Witch Queen standards, it's a step down from the storytelling. Gameplay wise, I would say it might be a little step up from Witch Queen. Overall though, I really did enjoy the campaign. Certain parts I got really frustrated, especially parts that I got stuck on, but that's what made the campaign even more fun beating at the end. And you got a cool exotic for beating it on Legendary, so beat it on Legendary, guys. So the exotic weapons and armors that we got with this DLC were very cool, in my opinion. They're pretty fun to get. A lot of them you had to do some missions for this Vex Caliber, and this other gun you had to go to the like Black Garden area, as you can see right here, which was pretty cool in my opinion. You do this after you beat the campaign, so this is like after the campaign stuff. Yeah, this is end game stuff, guys. Deterministic Chaos. It has a really cool perk called Heavy Metal. So yeah, Bungie's more brilliant than ever making these exotics. And even the exotic armor, like the facade, is really nice. You're basically Spider-Man with this thing. You take like less body shot damage, which makes you insane.
That's a good place to test out the gun for a video for you guys.
We also had a secret mission that opened up, which was pretty cool. The Node Overload Avalon mission. And it had this Vex Caliber exotic glaive, which gives you overshield when blocking or something like that. And yeah, pretty cool exotic glaive. Very different. And this cyberspace Vex area is very cool. It reminds me of Code Talkers from Yu-Gi-Oh! And you have to literally find the access code. And I ain't talking access code talker. So exotics A+ on Bungie's end. So let's talk about Neomuna. Very beautiful. place. Honestly, the art style, everything. I love super futuristic cyberpunk cities. That is my bang. Here's the trailer of Neo Muna. I wish we can go to all that area. That is one thing I don't really like about it, is that you can't go to those super high skyscrapers. There is some skyscrapers you can go up and climb up to, which is nice to like do Spider-Man stuff. But other than that, I wish there was a little bit more environment we can see. But the lighting, it's on point. Bungie's just tiers ahead of anybody else on the lighting of Neo Muna, especially with all the neon lights hitting off the streets, and the clouds look amazing. It's just insane on what they can do with the technology they have nowadays with the systems and the lighting. And think about it, guys, this game's from 2017 and still just doing these crazy graphics that look next gen. That's insane. So Neo Muna, I just wish there was more stuff to explore. Other than that, the art style, it's a 10 out of 10 to me. The art style, that's what bought me in, honestly. But that's kind of weird because like when they first showed Lightfall, they didn't even show nothing about this, so it's weird. We'll get into that later though. So yeah, there's a little arcade room that you can go to, which is pretty insane. The only thing I don't really like about it is that there's really not that much stuff to do besides like go inside a lost sector, do those public event things, terminal overload, whatever, the Vex network thing too as well. And other than that, that's pretty much it to do on Neo Muna. I just wish they added more stuff, made it more lively a little bit, and just added a little bit more character to it, other than just, oh, there's a Cloud Strider up here. But I do like that area where you spawn in. You can see Nimbus right there, and I guess that makes me happy. Kinda, not really. Bottom line is that Neo Muna is actually pretty fun to mess around with, especially if you have a lot of people in your public event area to help you do all these overload missions to get strand materials, because one exotic's tied to it, the final warning. Like I said, I just wish there was a little bit more stuff to explore. Other than that, it's pretty fun to be at, and it's probably the best area right now to have fun in Destiny 2 if you're doing patrol. So yeah. Other than that, Nessus is pretty nice. EDZ, they're all pretty much the same, guys. But it does look beautiful over here with all the sand and all the architecture, because we haven't seen this type of architecture really before on Neo Muna. See diamonds as what? Sand? That's crazy. So art style, amazing. Gameplay wise, it could use some updates. A lot of mysteries, huh?
The cool thing about Neo Muna is that it's like this big neon-soaked city, but it has quite a spectrum of different environments.
I think my favorite absolutely is the Thrillodrome. It is an arcade lost sector, and
arcade lost sector
to spending our days in a sticky arcade playing games with our buddies.
I'm also so excited for people to see the Puka Pond with all of the pukas that have been like such a mystery since
the
Beyond
Puka
Light.
Pond.
And then on the other side of the city is Callus's ship. The Typhon Imperator has landed square in Ahimsa Park.
Oh, so that's a ship?
The city is indeed kind of in shambles in parts. There's smoke, there's explosions in the air, and I just go back to the teamwork of everybody getting into a room and thinking, like, what can we do to make this feel high octane, very explosive, and familiar?
This is a city that needs the Guardians' help and needs their protection, and Callus is going to do.
You better be able to
rat
rat her sparrows.
To destroy it, and we're not going to let them, and neither are the Cloud Striders.
There's a lot new about Lightfall. We have this new location, and it has these new personalities that come along with it. They're defenders of this city, and they have new perspectives that we really haven't seen in characters in Destiny, and that's taking the form of the Cloud Striders, Nimbus, and Rohan.
I understand
Nimbus and
what's at
Rohan.
stake like they are. Far better than you.
Rohan is the grizzled old veteran who's too old for this shit. And Nimbus is the young rookie. Nimbus is learning on the job.
Nimbus was definitely a favorite of ours to animate. They're so boisterous and fun-loving and a little smug, but super confident in their abilities.
The Cloud Striders, bottom line, are cool.
Nimbus, on your face!
So Cloud Striders are on our team. Let's go.
We want the Tormentors to be the most scary
Tormentors.
unit that you've ever fought in the Destiny universe.
Holy crap, this combatant
Reminds me of
is very
Rourke.
powerful. It means business.
It's incredibly intimidating. This thing wields a massive scythe, has command over all this void energy.
The Tormentor can like grab you, and that's something we'd never really done before with the boss.
Throws out the scythe, has the player in his hands.
And in those moments for Dark Harvest, we actually do things with audio to make it feel even more intimate, where we duck out all the background sound. So you really have this intimate moment with this terrifying creature grabbing you.
So basically, when you're in game, things to do and farm, you got Defiant Battlegrounds, EDZ, and they have different locations like every week or something like that. We got the Shadow Legion territory. I mean, it's all right for what it is. It's not too bad, but it's just like your basic season like activity that they do every season, kind of like Menagerie or whatever it is that season. Like Season of the Plunder had Catch Crash. The last season, Seraph had the Seraph whatever things. Yeah, so it's basically just playing off that. But it's kind of cool. It's part of the Season of the Defiant story, which continues the Lightfall story in a way of kind of like Witch Queen did with their seasons. So kind of nice how the story all combines and all tangles up together into one cohesive stuff. You got the deny access terminal velocity stuff as well you guys can do. And in the Crucible, we have Iron Banner that has returned with some recent updates, along with Trials of Osiris, which is way better now. The matchmaking is so much better. If you're a single, you will not run into stacked teams no more. You'll run into singles or doubles, and you'll have doubles on your team. You'll never run into a team of 3, and if you do, that'll be like a 0.2% chance. But yeah, Trials is pretty fun, so enjoy these highlights using the brand new Adept SMG, the Immortal, with Graviton Lance.
All of you together, like iron lords. That's 2, 3 opponents. 2 down. See lost.
Was able to create some pretty cool builds inside the Crucible. So this next build that you're about to see is my Mirror Reflection Lightning Blade Kakashi build. It is actually insane, so enjoy it.
Double down. Zone A captured. You have zone advantage. 3. One final push and victory. I've seen enough. I'm calling someone. Tell them to... 3 minutes. You're winning. Stay strong. Double down. Yes. 3 down.
Yeah, so Crucible is getting quality of life updates with Trials and Iron Banner always coming by to help you rank up and get brand new gear and brand new rolls for your new guns. So Crucible, at first I didn't think it was good because they didn't really add no new maps, but if they don't, that's not good, to be honest. They got to add some new maps. So yeah, Crucible, it's fun using different builds with Strand and maybe some new fragments that you got with the new subclasses or with the old subclasses. Other than that, like I said, they're going to be updating the Crucible where it'll be better for everyone, changing the matchmaking systems and everything, making it so much better for everybody to be playing Crucible and make Crucible a better place. So at the end of the day, it just might be a good update for Crucible. So now let's get into Strand. Strand is very fun to use. It's a well thought out subclass. I guess they had a year on it, or even more time to cook it up in the oven to really figure out what they were doing with this. The stuff just synergizes well with the builds you can make, and it's just a build friendly subclass in my opinion, and you could really cause some terror and PvE and PvP using Strand. So this is one of the bright spots of the DLC. I just didn't like how it took forever to get Strand. I just wish they gave it to us like on the first or second or third mission, and then we can like play with it and stuff already and test it out more. But other than that, Strand is amazing, guys, and you can make some awesome Spider-Man builds with this, and I'm about to show you right now the Spider Venom Poisonous build. Get ready, it's hype. Yo, what is going on, everyone? Year One Blink here, back with another new Destiny 2 Lightfall video. Today I got a really cool build for you, the venomous poison spider build that is made out of strands. So if you guys enjoy this video, please make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We're just here chilling in Neo Muna, enjoying the view. Look at those beautiful. Yeah, the type of builds you can make with this spider helmet that's brand new with Lightfall is insane. It just goes so well with strand, and it's very bright of Bungie to make something like this to let us have fun in PvP with and PvE if you need to. So yeah, strand's very well thought out, one of my favorite subclasses to use right now if you want to change it up from using your regular subclass, or you can go back to your regular subclass. You can do whatever you want. That's what makes Destiny fun. At the end of the day, strand's a welcomed addition to Destiny 2. I give it a 9 out of 10. The super is kind of hard to use in the Crucible. Other than that, PvE, it rocks. Really cool stuff right here with Thread of Ascent, and you're literally like a spider. Let's go, baby. And for very high skilled players using this in the Crucible, they'll be able to do some nasty stuff with the grapple. I'm telling you right now. I'm not even joking, guys. Alright, quality of life updates like build crafting, commendations, and guardian ranks. So the new build crafting system, you're able to make your own loadout and literally inspect the way your loadout looks, what perks you're using, and the whole perk system has changed, has been revamped into kinetic targeting, void targeting, all that stuff, strand targeting. They added so many different perks to build crafting, even your old subclasses, and doing all kinds of different stuff that you can do with builds. It's insane, guys. You can make a couple loadouts, 6 I believe, to start out with, and then I guess if you do like a legendary lost sector, you can open up more loadouts. As you can see, I have my build right there on the side. I have it called Alpha. You can name your loadouts and all that stuff. So that was a welcome change that we needed for sure in the Crucible, which was insane. This is one of my mirror reflection build loadouts right here. Alpha, it's Arc Strider, Blight Ranger, some pretty OP mods to wreck people in the Crucible with. I even used it for PvE a little bit. It was kind of a nasty build, guys. So yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for that part of the video. That is your build crafting system. And like I said before, the game is always getting updated. Destiny 2 hotfixes, Crucible updates. They'll always let you know what's going on the Destiny 2 app, especially if you're playing Lightfall. So if you want to enhance your Lightfall experience, download the Destiny 2 app to help you get through it. I don't know, they tell you a lot of stuff on here, and this is not a paid promotion. I just have it downloaded because it tells me a lot of stuff to do. And yeah, guys, there's a brand new emblem for all you Crucible sweats out there. Go get it. It's gonna be insane. So yeah, go get that emblem, guys. It looks crazy. Also, a new thing that came with this update came guardian ranks, where you're able to rank up your guardian. The higher the rank, the more basically respect you get from your peers, and you get basically upgrades to like stats and stuff like that, and like new perks, I guess. So yeah, I'm rank 6. I'm trying to get to rank 7. There's rank 8, rank 9, rank 10, rank 11. So you want to try to get to the highest rank you can. I mean, it's an okay update. I mean, I guess if you're a diehard Destiny fan, this is kind of cool, but I'm a diehard Destiny fan, and it's not like crazy to me. But yeah, anyways, this is for like the people that already like want to achieve greatness in the Destiny 2 lore or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, there's guardian ranks. I mean, it's an okay addition, but we can do better. And you're basically able to give commendations after raids, Crucible, and strikes and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's an okay system. You just hand them out and everybody just does it to anybody. So yeah, let's get into the cut content, the whole conspiracies around what's going on. So originally they were gonna have Destiny 2 Beyond Light come out 2020, Destiny 2 The Witch Queen come out 2021, and Destiny 2 Lightfall coming out 2022. And there was no Destiny 2 Final Shape. So Lightfall was supposed to be the end of everything. And if you look at the artwork, it looks more like all darkness and light put together, kind of. And if you look at the Final Shape, they kind of added this new thing. when they announced the Witch Queen, they added Destiny 2 Final Shape and Beyond. So they basically said we're going to continue Destiny 2 after creating the Witch Queen, even after the Final Shape, which is kind of insane. This is where the conspiracy theories really start. So the whole conspiracy starts is that Neomuna is filler content, and Destiny 2 Lightfall was originally Destiny 2 the Final Shape, and they basically took a tiny piece of Destiny 2 Final Shape, put it inside Lightfall, and saved the best stuff for Destiny 2 Final Shape. And maybe they're going to cut some for Beyond, who knows. People really looked this up, and this is very supported, how Strand was cut from the Witch Queen originally, because I guess if you really think about it, the Witch Queen's all green, right? And if you look at the Warlock's robe, it has the Strand symbol on it. So basically, this whole DLC revolves around like webs and tangles and unraveling the web and all that stuff. And basically they said that Deep Sight replaced Strand in this DLC, and they had to save Strand for Destiny 2 Lightfall. So yeah, that's basically the whole conspiracy behind that. I guess Lightfall wasn't completely done, or Bungie didn't feel like it was ready, so they pushed it back a year and just called it the Final Shape. And we really didn't get Lightfall. We just got like some filler content with Neomuna that they were going to add in like Destiny 3 or something. I don't know. That's what I heard. But yeah, as you can see, we're playing the Witch Queen campaign. There's like webs everywhere in the campaign, which even the Traveler is getting caught by a web right there. So it fits in with the whole Strand spider theme. As you can see, I made that spider build, and I'm just literally suspending people in my web. And it makes more sense with this exotic helmet that they released with this DLC, which they should have just released with the Witch Queen. As you can see in Snoring Slam, another spider thing. Oh, and another thing which makes me think that this was cut content from Lightfall, which was put into Final Shape, is that this cutscene is basically the first cutscene in the campaign, and the last cutscene basically combined together to make one big cutscene. So basically nothing really happened. Neomuna doesn't even really belong part of this story, if you really think about it, because this cutscene, the next cutscene takes place after this one immediately, basically. And all that Callus talk, I don't know where that came from. It's pretty crazy though.
Neptune.
Disciple, you know what must be done.
They found the veil.
We're in no position to engage the enemy.
We don't have a choice. We're out of time.
Osiris. Don't die.
The universe makes us all victim and perpetrator of its infinite cruelty. You, more than any, suffer both fates. Be free.
So basically, you never know. This could have been the Final Shape Lightfall raid. That could have been the end of the game, and Bungie's like, nah, let's not make this the end, you know? But yeah, it's pretty crazy how a lot of the content was basically cut out of the game, which was pretty insane, in my opinion. And guys, these are all just theories, so take this all with a grain of salt. This is another area that they said was cut, but I don't really think this was cut, in my opinion, because even Bungie talks about it. Oh, you guys get to go to this place where the witness was at the end of the Witch Queen, you know, and line up planets. But at the end of the day, yeah, pretty fun. But let's get into the raid now, guys, because that's what we're really here for. That was like the main thing to end off this DLC. So now that we're talking about the raid, we'll start with the story. The story on how this raid formed is insane. So you know how the witness got shot with the traveler in the beginning? That's all the roots growing. Now we're inside the Root of Nightmares raid, which is crazy. We're inside the pyramid ship that the witness was in. And Nezarec is the boss inside this raid, which is crazy. The whole story behind it is that the traveler shot inside of it and resurrected Nezarec. So it all combines with the actual story, which is cool because sometimes the raids are not cohesive with the stories. So I like how it ties in with the story. And also with the raid, which makes it insane, is that Nezarec was in the strike, hypercurrent strike, and you couldn't tell who it was unless you had the Nezarec helmet on or Nezarec stuff that you're doing. So yeah, the whole story behind that and the art behind this raid is beautiful, with mixing the light and darkness together. Insane, guys. The undergrowth, root growing everywhere, and like just the whole symbols and roots. It just makes the whole raid just next level for sure with the art style. One of the prettiest raids we've ever played. But I am not gonna lie, the encounters of this raid weren't too difficult. As you can see, I beat that boss pretty easily, and we got this pretty cool weapon, the Briar's Contempt. I think it was a heavy gun. This raid is big inside. Huge, guys. Like, it's huge. One of the biggest raids ever, in my opinion. I think it's probably even bigger than Valve Disciple. I'm not too sure. But yeah, the encounters of this raid, they're not too hard, but they might be hard if you didn't know what you were doing with the mechanic. So I could see some people having trouble. Other than that, the encounters are pretty easy. Just kill ads and do the mechanic, and you guys should be doing pretty good in these raids. So yeah, this mechanic was, I was just killing enemies while my teammates were like going back and forth. So basically with this, you have to get darkness empowerment. I'm not too sure, something like that. And when you grab that, you're able to kill like this unstoppable cabal. And if you don't grab that buff, you're not able to kill the cabal. So you got to make sure that you grab the buff, kill the enemies, and you guys should be doing pretty good on this second encounter. So this one is kind of the worst encounter in my opinion in the whole raid. Not a favorite of mine, and probably the worst encounter because there's a lot of bugs that go on. So yeah, you stand near that nut thing, you shoot it, and you should be able to damage these guys or whatever and kill them. So right there, able to kill that unstoppable. Honestly, this one's pretty mechanically harder than the first one, but nothing too crazy. I was able to get this cool looking shotgun. Check out this raid gear, guys. I give the raid gear and armor, the raid armor and weapons, the holographic stuff going through it, the motion, it's slow motion for me, bro. Not just joking, but that's hype. I like that. I like what they did with that. I like this area, which kind of slows down stuff right after you do a couple encounters. You get to go through this jumping puzzle area, and you have to shoot these things so you don't die from this wave of darkness that Nezarec sends at you from the other area. Kind of goes in with the story. I like that. I really do like that when they show the background of the raid and it actually affects you, you know. Crota's End kind of did that with the Oversoul. So yeah, that brings me back to the Crota's End days. I like that when Bungie does stuff like that. I said I like that a lot because I do like it. So yeah, like I said, the art style is beautiful. As you can see the traveler right in the back, the veil's being opened up in my face as well. So we were going on to the next fight. This next fight was the third encounter, and then after this is basically you get to fight Nezarec. This encounter was pretty fun. You get to rotate the planets to align the planets, planetary alignments, and just do a bunch of damage to this cabal. Kill a bunch of ads, make sure that your teammates stay alive, and you guys should get through this fight pretty easy. Nothing too crazy with this fight. In my opinion, it is a pretty cool fight. The area that it takes place where the witness first seen him in the Witch Queen campaign at the end, beating it. So that was pretty cool, seeing this area that we get to fight in. But the witness ain't here. We don't get to fight him here, so that's kind of whack. It would have been cool if it was like a shadow of him, just to tease us or something, you know. Other than that, this boss fight pretty much just DPS this guy, like an insane amount. He's kind of tanky. He might be even more tanky than Nezarec. Who knows?
Ooh, I just got the club. He's like a tormentor, no?
After we beat him, we finally get to the god of pain himself, Nezarec. We've heard stories about this guy for days. He was teasing everyone in Neomuna inside the Hyper Current Strike, so we got to take care of this guy and take care of him quick. And what was cool about this boss fight, I was able to use Arc Strider. Everybody says he's not too hard, but I do like the boss fight. One of my favorite encounters of the raid, in my opinion. And yeah, in my opinion, he's a very fun boss fight. He's probably a little easy, on the easy side, but hey, I ain't complaining, bro. Make it more easy, that way I could beat it quicker. Not just joking. For a new PvE player like me. So yeah, pretty much that's Nezarec, guys. So a conclusion on the video. Conclusion. Here we go. The end. I'm not even gonna put the bullet point, because at the end of the day, it's the conclusion, guys. It's the end. The raid is, honestly, I wasn't even expecting to even beat this raid. I'm glad I can beat it. I'm glad it wasn't too hard. You might hate me for that, but yeah. Other than that, the raid was pretty fun. A lot of encounters. I feel like I could have done more, like Valve Disciple. There was a lot going on, like knowing symbols and stuff. Other than that, the raid was fun, beautiful. I give it an 8 out of 10. Not too bad. Maybe a 7. I don't know. They could have done better in some areas, like Nezarec. He's kind of like, what? The god of pain? Why does he just look like that? But that's whatever. Yeah, I give it a 7.5, 8 out of 10. Not bad, but not the worst either. So yeah, kind of mid, higher tier. So yeah, the real conclusion of the video. The conclusion is that the DLC, honestly, I wasn't even getting my hopes up for this DLC. I wasn't getting to get overhyped for it. I kind of knew what was going to happen, and I kind of knew what Destiny brings to the table when they bring DLCs. But for the next one, I'm going to get hyped, because that's the final shape, so they better bring something hot. But for this DLC, the story was decent. The gameplay was decent enough to carry it through, even with the not much going on in the story. People say they cut content and all that stuff, but other than that, yeah, the story was pretty good. I give it to a 7 or 8 out of 10. The gameplay loop is fun. A lot of stuff to do this season, keeping you hooked. Crucible, Iron Banner, all that stuff, guys. It's fun, guys. Like everything. And yeah, Destiny 2 Lightfall itself, campaign, raid, all that stuff. 8 out of 10, baby. You guys know what it is. Alright, that's going to do it for the review. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.